Welcome everybody to another Voice of Nick show. We're doing more video editing here, and we got a whole lot of Hobbit stuff in front of us. We're currently working on this sequence. Oh, I have a note that we might want to remove the upcoming bit, but first, let's conform all of our crops and everything. Looks like we're going to want to do it to basically everything here. This was a unique crop. This is a Smaug sequence, which has its own crop. So we've got to go back to this area. Okay. Now, it would be nice if we put the uncropped ones in their own little area. Oh, look at that. This is incorrectly cropped. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's see if where we I wonder if this works properly for this. I think we can move this further down. And this doesn't actually need to be cropped at all. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's all just take... So that's a bit rough because... it's fading. So what I think I'll do to solve that is we're just going to offset the video and hope that it doesn't look bad. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's all just take a moment. Yeah, it's fine. And appreciate this fact. Being a platformer, obviously, in the early... Okay, so now we need a cutscene, a crop for a cutscene, which would be this, probably. Yep. Okay, this is 1, 2. I wonder if we ever... Oh, we did not make proxies of the Hobbit clips. That's why it's kind of hanging a lot. I would like to make proxies of these. That was my only save file. I lost... Welcome, Plot King, to the show. Let's get an exclamation mark high for Plot King. What are you up to today? Kind of the narrative high point of the book, and kind of the most exciting part. And this game does it in a really good way. Uh-oh.
Thieves! Fire!
course, if you watched our live playthrough of the Hobbit game, we had a particular quirk where right around the point where we got to Smaug's cave, the game crashed. Okay, so yeah, memory card. Smaug's cave, the game crashed. Okay, so yeah, memory card. Error. Data may be corrupt. Let's delete this. Unfortunately. There goes the Hobbit. So at that point, I was enjoying the game so much I didn't really mind. I just went back and on stream, we played the whole, 6 to 8 hours again. Basically did like a double playthrough of the opening of The Hobbit. Ended up getting even more secrets, finding even more story things, like finding extra hidden items and stuff. So I wasn't too upset about it, but it was kind of like one of those moments where your stomach drops out. You're like, oh man, that was my only save file. I lost it. Like, what am I gonna do? And then I was like, I enjoyed the game, so I'm gonna keep playing it. Like, we're not gonna let. All right, guys, this is literally the spot where we. All right, let's see if we can. Maybe we'll use that cutscene where he goes into the barrel area. Oh, there it is, yeah. Playing it, like we're not gonna let that stop us, and I'm glad that we didn't. Okay, now you just have to find a cutscene crop again. The Smaug one should work. Yep. Lost it, like, what am I gonna do? And then I was like, I enjoyed the game, so I'm gonna keep playing it. Like, we're not gonna let that stop us, and I'm glad that we didn't. All right, guys, this is literally. All right, guys. We didn't. All right, guys, this is. We didn't. All right, guys, this is literally. All right, guys, this is literally the spot where we messed up last time. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's all just take a moment. So what's going on here? Now, ladies and gentlemen. Some kind of glitch. We should unlink this as well. Last time. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's all just take a moment and appreciate this fact. You know, being a platformer, obviously, in the early 2000s is big on collecting stuff. You want to just collect everything you can. Collectathons is what they call them. And they sort of turned the Hobbit story into a collectathon, where the way that they handle it is actually really smart, I thought. The concept is you start out with a certain amount of health pips at the beginning of the game, and then you're collecting these diamonds all along the ground that they call courage points, which essentially, as you get more of them, they fill up an XP meter, and then when you level up, you get more health bars on your character. That's pretty normal. But the way that the implications for the storyline, I thought were really smart. Like, as an adaptational concept, Bilbo, starting out in the Shire, doesn't have a lot of courage. That's the point of the Hobbit story. And as he goes further along in the story, as he does more adventuring and kind of exploring, collecting these courage points, then he's building up his actual courage within the scope of the adventure. So by the time we got to the end of the game, he was actually like super decked out. We're pretty big on collecting, so he had like 20 different health bars. The screen was filled with health bars. We were able to actually get into combat and stuff. And like just the concept, the fact that they bothered to try and interpret The Hobbit so deeply into a collectathon game, and just make the meaningless things that you collect into something that actually makes sense within the story of The Hobbit, I thought was, as a Tolkien fan especially, really, really cool. I appreciated that a lot. Okay, so we're not going to cut this sequence out because I like this anecdote. I forgot that I went from the collectathon thing into this thing about the courage points, but we can shorten it. Being a platformer, obviously, in the early 2000s is big on collecting stuff. You want to just collect everything you can. Collectathons stuff. You want to just collect everything you can. Collectathons is what they call them. And they sort of turn the Hobbit story into a collectathon, where the way that they handle it is actually really smart, I thought. The concept is you start out with a certain amount of health pips at the beginning of the game, and then you're collecting these diamonds all along the ground that they call courage points, which essentially, as you get more of them, they fill up an XP meter, and then when you level up, you get more health bars on your character. That's pretty normal. But the way that the implications for the storyline, I thought were really smart. Like, as an adaptational concept, Bilbo, starting out in the Shire, doesn't have a lot of courage. That's the point of the Hobbit story. And as he goes further along in the story, as he does more adventuring and kind of exploring, collecting these courage points, then he's building up his actual courage within the scope of the adventure. So by the time we got to the end of the game, he was actually like super decked out. I think we're fine, actually. Okay, let's just work on platformer, obviously. Let's just work on adding more clips then. But I think at this point, we should do our thing. Let's actually create proxies, because, oh wait, I just set it to export. Yeah, this is too annoying to have to do this without proxies. So we're going to create these next to original media. It's a little bit annoying to have to do this every time. I mean, I don't know what it is about the particular like codec that we're using that makes us have to use it, because they're 720p. It's not even that high res, but it's always better to be to prepare properly than just try to work in an inadequate sequence. Yeah, so we'll make these proxies and we'll close it out then, and we'll have all these proxies for tomorrow. Let's get an exclamation mark high for GRDB, joining one of our secret streams. Welcome into the show. This one is unknown, unfindable, unadvertised on all of our social platforms, and unlong. It's about to be over. Welcome into the show. We're editing a YouTube video on this one. Everybody, let's see. These proxies are just going to go. So that's going to do it for the show. Thank you guys for joining. The channel is called The Voice of Nick. On here I stream 3 times a day, 7 days a week. We play story-based games, and we also do other stuff sometimes like video editing. If you want to see the YouTube channel where these videos get posted, they get edited live on our streams, and then they're posted onto our secondary YouTube channel called Voice of Nick Vlogs. I'll post the link in the chat there. You can go on YouTube, search Voice of Nick Vlogs. Give that a subscribe, ladies and gents. You'll see all the stuff we already posted on there. There's already been 6 videos that we've edited completely 100% live on our streams and then posted onto that channel in the finished products. The nice thing about that channel is that we also have every single behind-the-scenes editing show, from when the sequence is completely empty to when it's a complete finished thing. So anybody who's interested in the editing process can, of course, gain a lot of insights from that. And if you want to see more Twitch streams, don't forget to hit that follow button. Ladies and gents, I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for watching, and bye-bye.